Yes, ES is in fact continuing to dump in after hours, as we can see here, falling back to the 47.90 level, possibly back below the bull signal into our neutral range. Dixie pretty flat on the day, not a lot of change there. Yields up a tiny bit, but also not a lot of movement. Commodities jumped up pretty hard today. Nice bounce back from the low a few days ago. I think some of the manufacturing output information coming out of China last week and the retail sales picking up should start to bring back a little bit of speculation around commodities surging again. Gold up 25 basis points today, oil up 170, largely due to the potential blockade of the Suez Canal. I guess it's not a blockade. I don't really know what to call it. Protest against using the Suez Canal by major shipping companies. Core 1 and 3 month both turned around pretty hard today. So we're seeing a little bit of that volatility move back into indexes, something we're seeing on VIX futures. And then 3 month vol, which is substantially higher than spot. No significant changes on the yield curve or the forward returns of volatility, but the carry trade did flatten out for the entirety of the last couple days and then probably isn't going to move again significantly until Ueda's decision tonight. Skew's starting to come back down a little bit, but also not moving very much. We are starting to see correlation. This week, we're starting to see correlation between VIX and the contract in front pick back up a little from its low that broke the Volmageddon levels last week. So that might be a sign that we're going to start to see vol move back into indexes, and we're going to see a rise in the current volatility regime, maybe a mean reversion back to 16, 17, maybe something more significant. 82% of the S&P 500 is above the 20-day moving average still. Still haven't seen any correction from that. I think that's about it. So overall, I mean, a little bit of an up day, but we definitely didn't push the upper bounds of where we could have gone. The 47.50 strike looks very heavily sold, as do the strikes above it. We're still looking for that vol to unpin a little bit and shift that market maker's hedge the other way. And hopefully tonight's Bank of Japan decision has some effect on that. GME rose up a little bit today, closed back under 18. I still think GME is very liquid. I don't think there's anything bullish going on here. I think we've seen most of the covering on it that needs to be done. I think today's upside was probably in part due to options expiring last week and a little bit the gap up in Russell that occurred over the weekend. But that seems to be already calming down a bit into the end of the day. If we go out here, you can see that, GME is being shorted and it is fairly liquid, but we do want to see that pull back towards or below delta neutral to really start to come down. And that might take a couple days, a couple weeks. Upstart ran up today again, tested that like 15, came close to testing that 15% range on Gamma Max, fell back down into the end of the day. Still isn't really doing anything. I kind of still don't expect it to do anything. It's just stagnant here. Maybe more word out of the Fed could move things along, but until Gamma Max rises back above the current price, we're probably not going to see it move up significantly. Fubo's, I don't know, still being shorted. Didn't move up today, despite Russell moving up. But if they were to cover, it could run a bit. So still kind of just in limbo there between 3 and 350. Top, there was a little bit of covering today, not much. Price ended lower. If we continue to see that covering into tomorrow, maybe we'll start to see some like OPEX T+2 action on this. But for now, I mean, it's still just very heavily shorted and no evidence of any significant covering going on. And then last but not least, beyond, let's go out to the daily. Still plenty of liquidity to be covered here, right? We got a pretty big gap of actual covering that needs to be done for it to get back off of reg show. We're looking for, you don't really need to pay attention to the other two here, but the green to move down to about that level from where it is. And we are seeing liquidity improve, so they are netting Despite the lack of price improvement, they are netting FTDs, but we haven't seen any price realization from that. I guess we did move up from today's low, but we still closed the day below the $10 call wall. Unfortunately, however, fortunately above the $9 put wall. So I would say it's still skewed bullish. Tomorrow's another day of like 470K forced FTDs. After tomorrow, I believe the FTDs move up to like 800,000 and then a million over the following days. And then like 3 days, I think, of a million plus. So as that picks up, hopefully we'll start to see some more price action here. NQ red candle. Ooh, big. Nice. Now, if that could go ahead and drop to 1600, that would be fantastic. Only 540 basis points more to go. Thanks, Jen. Ooh, Netflix puts. LOL, easy. I don't know about Netflix puts just yet. Anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Sorry about the interruption in the middle of the day. And I will see you guys all tomorrow morning, bright and early. Have a good night, everybody. Later.